Good morning. It is Monday and we are here to do a workout. Today we are starting off with lots of warming up. It's a lower body day, so let's make sure we get everything rocking and ready to go. We're gonna have some fun. So the first thing to know today is our rep scheme. We're gonna do everything 21 times total, then 18, and then 15. So you don't want it to take too long. We're gonna take it nice and light because this is a warm up today. We're starting off with Goblet Squats. You're going to take your weight, you're going to hold it up high at your chest, and we are squatting down nice and low. With a Goblet Squat, our goal is not to tip forward, but if we think about holding some liquid in our goblet, making sure that it doesn't spill by keeping ourselves upright and our upper body back. Then we're going to move into deadlift. So for a deadlift with one or two weights, we're practicing hinging, pushing our hips back, bending our knees, coming up and down. Then we'll move on to jacks. So two options as always, a jumping jack where we jump up and down, arms go out, feet go out. Alternatively, if jumping is not for you, we're going to step as we raise our arms, switch sides, making sure that we are twisting our body a little bit off to the side. The last thing we'll be doing today is shoulder taps. You can do this from your knees or from your toes. I encourage you to do the hardest one that you can. We are trying to keep our body in a nice straight plank, not rocking side to side and touching the opposite shoulder with our hands. All of these numbers are totals, not per side. So let's make sure we get it going and ready to move. I'm going to start my timer so we know that time is passing, but there is no specific amount of time this needs to take. Our goal is to move quickly. Stick with me, and we'll go from here. Going to get started now in 3, 2, 1 with our goblet squat. So weight up high at your chest. 21. Good. Now you can do this without weight, of course. It is the warm up and we are not trying to hammer ourselves too hard too quickly. So still making sure we're holding this position where we have our weight up at our chest. I'm squatting till my elbows touch my knees to make sure I get plenty of depth. I want you to go as low as you can, hopefully getting lower as time goes by. Now you make sure you keep track because you know what I'm like with counting. This is 14. Good. 18, 19, 20 till we've done 21. Good. Then we're going to take our weight with both hands. Now we're bending at the knees and the hips, pushing our hips back, coming down till weight's about mid-shin height. I'm keeping my shoulders back. My weight is in my heels. Neck is in a nice neutral position. Good. Hinging backwards and forwards here, trying to wake up our glutes this morning. Good. So I don't have my feet very far apart here, as you can see. Just about hip distance apart, fairly narrow. If you feel more comfortable with a slightly wider stance, that's all good. Let's just make sure that our knees are not tipping towards each other. 21 suddenly feels like a lot. That was rude of me. I got 4 more left. Bending away. And 1. Good. Once you have finished the deadlift, we're going to move into jacks. So nice and light on our feet, getting our heart rate up, waking up this morning. Try to keep your shoulders away from your ears. So we don't want to shrug. We are raising by twisting our shoulder blades or rotating through the shoulder blades. You got it. Nice and light on the feet. Good. And once we finish with our jacks, we're down into our plank position for shoulder taps. So again, either on your toes or your knees, put your feet a little bit wider, and we are going to tap the opposite shoulder with each hand, trying not to rock through the hips. So for this, we need to make sure we're controlling where our power comes from. My right hand is on the ground. I'm pushing harder through my left leg and feeling my center of gravity shift backwards and forwards. It's 21 total, not 21 per side. Really tuck those hips under, like you're tucking your tail between your legs. Brace the core and squeeze your bum. Good. Once you've done 21, you come back to the top, and now it's 18. Good. You got it. Let's keep moving. Again, this is a warm-up, so we don't want it to be too heavy. If this is feeling really tiring or just a bit of a shock, feel free to take the weight down. Let's make sure our posture is beautiful. Keep those shoulders back, weight right up on your chest. Mine is touching my collarbones. Good. Good, good, good. So you've done 18. Nice. Now we move on to deadlifts. So, weight between our hands. You can use 2 weights and touch them down onto the floor. I'm coming to this weight at about mid-shin. Doesn't need to come all the way to the ground because I want to focus on keeping my shoulders back and my back very straight. So if I got to here and then to touch the ground, I had to roll my back. I'm not really doing a deadlift anymore. So just as low as we can go. Make sure you bend your knees and sit backwards like you're trying to sit on something low behind you. Good. Deadlifts are all about the knees and the hips hinging at the same rate of motion. Good. I've lost track. Let's do 3 more. And then it's into jumping jacks. Good. No weights for the jacks. Again, 2 options. Stepping. Good. Otherwise, we're up into jumping. Big movements with the body. Let's get all of that blood pumping nice and strong. Awesome. Finally, with the shoulder taps, back to the floor. Good. Doesn't have to be slow, but it does need to have control. Tuck those hips under, shoulders away from your ears. Good. Now we just start over one more time. Last round of goblet squats. You keep moving at your own pace. We love it. $15 for this last round. Oh, I can get lower now. Body's warming up. Good. Woohoo! Nicely done. Oh, deadlifts are next. Let's do it. Push the hips backwards, bend the knees. Feel the weight in your heels as you come down and as you press up. We're gonna squeeze our glutes to the top. Back stays straight. Core is working, helping you to stay nice and upright. 13, 14, and 15. Good. Then we're into our jacks. Let's do it. Jumping or stepping. Get those shoulders moving, arms are flapping. You got it. That's 10. Good. Chest up. And then finally into our shoulder taps. Let's do it. Feet a little wider than usual than you might do in a plank to help stabilize. Beautiful. When you're all done, grab a sip of water. Make sure there's enough time for everyone to finish. It won't be long. Do 15 more seconds. Good job. Okay, and we are going to call it there. That's 8 minutes of good warming up. I think that's more than enough. Just going to double check. Everything's working right here. I think we're good to go. Good. Perfect. Okay, well, let's keep it up. So moving into our workout today, absolutely a big lower body day today. We're gonna have some fun. So the first thing we're gonna start off with is dumbbell squat to toes. Now, for this movement, we're practicing squatting down nice and low. When we come up, we're gonna press up onto our toes. So we're kind of hinging our weight backwards and forwards. Good. We don't want to catapult ourselves around, so you have to use a lot of core control for stability. Stability is coming also through the hips and the glutes to make sure we don't fall forward. If you're holding weights, two options. One weight up high or out to the side like so. Then we are going to move into good mornings. For this movement, you want to hold a weight either on our chest or if you have a backpack, over the top of your shoulders. This movement is like an RDL, except absolutely no bend in your legs. So with our weight in our heels, we fold at the hips, and at the hips only, we push them back. Legs do not bend, and our goal is to come down until our chest or our back is in line with the floor. Then we squeeze our glutes, push our hips forward, and that's the whole movement. So your body is just pretty much doing this. Perfect. Great for the glutes, should feel it in the hamstrings too. Then for our next two sections, we are going to be doing forward, lateral, backward lunges. We'll do one leg at a time. So again, options with weights. Two weights at your side, one weight at your chest. We're going to lunge forward, then we're going to lunge sideways, then we're going to lunge backwards. Kind of an around the world lunge. Really want to feel the different sections of our legs working. When we lunge forward, it's quads. When we lunge laterally, we feel it through the outside of the leg. We lunge backwards, we actually feel it through the glute in the other leg. So lots of work happening. So minute 3, we're on the left, minute 4, we're on the right. Then the rest of our work is going to be down on the ground. We have donkey kicks. So we're going to come into a tabletop position, hands under our shoulders. We're going to bend one leg up, and from here, half the time, 25 seconds, we press our flex foot to the ceiling, and we switch at the 25-second mark. Our goal is not to twist anywhere through the body, simply isolating the glute in this movement. Minute number 6, we're moving into a kneeling oblique crunch. You're going to take one of your weights. From here, we are going to drop the weight down to our side. Our goal is to make sure that we are only hinging through our rib cage, if you will. So the spine at the ribs, we want to feel the lengthening through this side, crunching through this side. And when we come back up, we're going to pull these muscles, contract them together. That's where the only place we want to feel it. So slow on the way down, and then crunch to come back up. Again, 25 seconds of each. So going the other way. Notice that my hips don't move. All of the movement comes through the center of my body. The last movement we're doing today is frog thrusters. You know I love thrusters. They're so good for your glutes. And frog thrusters, focus on having the feet together like a little frog. Some people might call this a butterfly as well. So with our feet together, put our weight on our hips, and from here we are going to squeeze our glutes and press through the sides of our feet to bring our hips up as high as we can. It's very important in this position that we are keeping our core strong so that it takes care of our back. We don't want to be arching, or we're going to get real tired real quick, and your lower back's going to be quite cranky at you. All right, glass is going to come off because they're fogging up. I can't see anyway. Oh, and minute number 8 is a little rest. If we're not needing it, I'll speed it up and move on. But we got 3 rounds to do, 24 minutes of action, and you are ready for it. So let's get into it. My timer will be starting, and we are going to get going here with dumbbell squat to toes in 10 seconds. You got this. We can do it. I'm going to start with my weight at my chest today. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So squatting down nice and low, then we come up onto our toes. Good. Nice. Now we have 50 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest. You take your time. I want you to be able to go to the distance. So if you need to slow it down, by all means. But if you aren't feeling a lot of challenge, what you can do is try and speed it up Or alternatively, add in a press overhead. So squat to press for extra instability. Squat to press. Good. Come up on those toes. Feel the calves working. Good. 10 seconds left. You got it. Press through those toes. Feel the instability. 3, 2, 1. Rest. Next is our good mornings. I'm going to put my weight over my shoulders because I want it high behind me. We start in 5 seconds. Remember, folding in half at the hips only. 2, 1. Let's go. Weight in your heels. Push your hips backwards. Standing up. If you want to use 2 weights for this, we can hook it over our shoulders. Again, making sure that we aren't bending our back. Lots of work for the back and core in this movement. Trying to fold until we're looking straight down at the floor. Do not keep your head up. Big thrust and glute squeeze to bring you back to standing. Good. Exhale as you stand up. Big push. So flow on the way down. Keep that control. Protect the back and powerfully thrust those hips forward. You have 5 seconds left. And 3, 2, 1. Good. So we're going to move into our around the world lunges. I'm going to plant my left leg. My right leg will move. We start in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. A nice step forward. We want to touch our knee down. Big step out to the side. And then finally stepping backwards, tapping the knee down behind you. Good. Pull your shoulders back. Good. We keep moving through here, feeling all of the work happening in different places. I'm gonna make sure we stand up nice and tall at the top. If this is a lot for you, you don't need the weight. That's just another way to make things challenging. Whatever is best for you. Good. Nice. Lots of stability work happening today. We'll stabilize that core. Get all of the hips, all the little stabilizers through your midsection. Working hard. We got 3 seconds left. Till the end. 1. Rest. 10 seconds. We're just switching legs. Here we go. Are you ready? 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. A nice big lunge forward. Good. Good. And when we step backwards, keeping ourselves upright. So step forward, nice and tall. As we come sideways, push the hips back and the knee forward. Finally, back up tall again. We do this sideways. So see, nice tall alignment, back stays straight. From here, making sure, think about pulling the chest up, your shoulders back, so that we're not rolling through the back. The knees are not tipping inwards towards each other, but away from each other, away from the center line of your body. So from your nose down to your belly button, away from each other, and rest. We're coming down onto the floor. Next is our donkey kicks. It's gonna be on all fours here. In 5 seconds. We'll do 25 seconds on one side. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So think about bracing your core, pushing through your hands, pull your shoulders down your back, and feel the work happening in your glute. I like to flex my foot. So pull my toes up towards my nose, pushing my heel out. And for this, I push my heel towards the ceiling. We're changing in 3, 2, 1. Good. Moving on to the other side. Now I want you to make sure that your hips are not rotating. We want them to be in the same position they'd be in if you were standing. So, not out here, but keep everything facing the floor. We have 5 seconds left. Good. Hello, glutes. Rest. Next movement is our oblique crunch. So on your knees for this one, making sure we feel it through the opposite side that the weight is on. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So crunching down, quick on the way up. Nice and slow, big pull. So lengthening through here, then contracting. These are your obliques. So they are part of your core. They help with all of the twisting and all of these sideways movements. We are switching sides in 3, 2, 1, go. So, leaning down, we are pulling ourselves back up by contracting through the obliques. Stretch and contract. We don't want to overcorrect, so we're not trying to end up over here. Then we're not using our obliques anymore. We got to isolate these little baddies. Get them done. 5 seconds left. Woo. 2, 1, rest. We move on. Now we are into our frog thrusters. This is our last one before we get a rest. We'll be doing that in 4, 3, 2, 1. So if we come together, heads in the way, pushing through the feet. I want my feet quite close to my hips, as close as they go. I press the feet, and I squeeze my glutes, bring it all up and together. Good. Awesome. Big push. Try and take a pause at the top. See if you can get as high as it goes. Core is still working. Lower back should not be hurting here. We've got 20 seconds left. Good. Keeping it up, ladies. Push those hips super high. Squeeze your bums. Get that lift. We should be feeling it more through the inside of the leg rather than on the outside or up the back of the leg. Let's go. All those minor little glute muscles. Hips working. 2, 1, and rest. Good. And that is where we're going to take a break. So we've got 1 minute here. So I'm going to fix my hair. Now that we've gone through everything once, we know what we're doing. If you need to rethink any of your weights or positions, do let me know if you need any advice. But as soon as we have some water and recover, wipe the sweat from our brows, we'll be back at the tub. All right, 30 seconds, and it'll all be on. So grab one thing. Okay, who's ready to rock and roll? Time for some mayhem. Here we go. We are going to get started here in 10 seconds. We're back to our squat to toes. This is round 2 of 3. We're going to try and go heavier this time. We start in 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. So squatting down low and up to our toes. Good. If you're feeling unstable, take it slow. Think about squeezing every muscle through the legs and the glutes. Whew. Sorry, hips. Make sure your toes are pointed out just a little bit. Whew. Nice. And of course, if you want to make it harder, add a press at the top. Good. Every stabilizer in your muscle, in your body has to work here. Well, that's tough. Good. Come up on those toes. Feel the calves working. So 5 seconds left. 2, 1, rest. We're into our good mornings. So weight on your shoulders, at your chest, or on your back. We're going to start in 4, 3, 2. Let's do it. So folding in half at the hips. Good. Keep those shoulders away from your ears. Lean back into your heels. I can take my toes off the ground for this whole movement. All of the power comes through the back of your body. Come down, feel the stretch in your hamstrings. Then we're going to tighten those hamstrings back up. And we're going to squeeze our glutes. Now core is going to work. Back is so straight. No curling, no arching, no bending. Spinal erectors are working hard here for us. Open the hips up. Woo! 10 seconds to go. Power through. Booties are on. 3, 2, 1. Rest. Okay, we are into our around the world lunges. Hooray! Oh, it's sweaty in here today. 3, 2, 1. We got this. Big step forward. Now big step to the side. Hinging. Good. So knees and hips and ankles. Knees again. Knees bend only. Knees, hips, ankles. Knees only. Good. We're doing it. If you're using a weight, up at your chest, out of the way of your legs. Pull your upper body up nice and tall. Try not to lean forward. Moving through. You got 10 seconds left. Good. Love it. 2, 1, and rest. Good. We're gonna switch sides now. Hope you're feeling good. In 8 seconds, we'll go. Other side. Hands are up, shoulders are back. 3, 2, 1, let's get it. Big step forward. Nice long steps. We don't want to take little steps. It's going to make it actually much harder for our knees. If we're doing this, it's hard to stay upright. So make sure the step is nice and long. Give yourself some room to move. Woo. At the bottom, I'm aiming for right angles in my knees. When I come into my lateral movement, it's much deeper bends. When I come backwards, again, right angles as we move through. So make sure those steps are nice and long. Keep the right foot planted. Good. Awesome. You have 4 seconds left. Push through. 1, rest. Okay, that's both sides. Now we're on the floor. Back to our donkey kicks. You got this? You got this. Tabletop position. 3, 2, 1. Let's work. So flex the foot. Push through the glute. So we should be feeling it in here and in the back of the leg. Good. Squeeze your butt. Booty work, booty work, booty, booty, booty work. Let's do it. 5 seconds to go, then we'll switch. 3, 2, 1. Put that knee down. Quick change into the other side. Core is on, back is straight. Check your position in the mirror or monitor. Woo. Keep on pushing. Push the heel up. Make sure the hips are flush with the floor. Chest to the floor. 5 seconds left. Stable through the hands. Push the foot to the sky and rest. Good job. Our oblique crunches are coming up. Remember, we want to feel it through the opposite side than the what's holding the weight. We start in 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. So long and crunch. Work is here. So if your weight is in your right hand, the work is happening on the opposite side, your left side. Slow on the way down, quick to crunch back up. Nice. Feel those obliques. You'll feel this one tomorrow. Your obliques are very strong. 3, 2, 1. Switch. Let's move straight into that opposite side. So make sure the hips aren't twisting. You're going to keep hips absolutely still. Woo. Bending through the spine. Good. Should feel like we're opening up the space between our rib cage and our hips on our working side, and then closing it down. Bringing it back to an alignment. Not overcorrecting. 3, 2, 1. Rest. We're into our frog thrusters. They start in 7 seconds. Bring your feet nice and close to your hips. Press them together. 2, 1. Let's go. Push those hips up to the sky. Nice. Again, another very strong movement. Push your feet into the floor and then squeeze your glutes to get that full extension. You want our hips to go up as close as they possibly can. So if you're not feeling it down in here and even onto the inside of the glute, I want you to put your hand there and try and bring some awareness to that area. Think about squeezing so you can feel it under your hands. Good. Almost like you're trying to lift your hips up to the sky. How are you going to get that? We've got 13 seconds to go. Then we're taking a break. Push yourself all the way there. Do the work and the rewards. Woo. 3, 2, 1, rest. Good. All right, we have a whole minute of rest now before we move into our last cycle through. I'm definitely sweating hard. Make sure you're hydrating. Another beautiful day here in the Kootenays. Let's not completely kill ourselves first thing in the morning. Woohoo! How are the legs doing? I'm gonna give mine a little wiggle. They feel like they've had a lot of work already today. Woo! Good. I really want to emphasize as we move into this last round, the importance of pulling yourself up nice and tall, lifting the chest, pulling the shoulders back. We're not trying to arch, we're just coming into a very elongated position with our spine to make sure that we are building all of that stability. We're taking care of our back as we throw ourselves around, and we do the work that's meant to be done. If you need to drop the weight to make sure the form's good, let me encourage you on that. We are going to get started with our last round in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, let's do it. Squat nice and low, and up onto your toes. Take your time in that toe movement, and pause at the top if you can before coming back down. So slow down, controlled up, just make sure that we don't fall forward. Woo. Good. Push those knees apart for your squat. Really want to make sure we're coming as low as we can, taking ourselves to a really big range of motion here. Lost my footing. It's fun doing things that are hard. It's okay to fail at stuff. Don't be afraid to try something that you're not immediately good at. That's how you get better. More adaptable. 5 seconds left. Do your best. 2, 1. Rest. Good. It's not so scary. So that's the worst thing that can happen. Don't even have that far to fall. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Time for some good mornings. Okay. Push those hips back and forth. Try not to bend the knees. Woo. If you have tight hamstrings, this might feel a little tough. Try putting your feet a little wider if you're having a hard time getting down low. Woo-hoo. Hamstrings lengthen. Then we shorten them right up. Squeeze your butt. Again, weight is in the heels. Pushing our weight behind us. Like somebody has a rope around our hips and they're pulling it back behind you. Good. Keep it up. Should be sweating hard here. This is hard work. 7 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Rest. Okay, this is our last round of lunges. I'm putting my weights down and finding this hard today. Here we go. 5 seconds. We move in. 2, 1. Plant the left leg. Good. Nice big strides. I'm going to go for depth and form because this feels really challenging. I'm making sure that my feet remain hip distance apart throughout this lunge series. So we don't want to be on a tight rope. That's going to be real tough. It's a little bit rude to yourself. You're making it hard. Your knees are going to take a lot of that impact. Woo. Maybe even your back, which we definitely don't want. Nice big strides. Let's go. Big steps forward. As you come out of these movements, big power out of the back leg. Woo. Stabilizing with that planted leg. You got 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Rest. All right, we're switching sides. This is our last time doing it. Let's make sure we nail it. Don't let the form go. 3, 2, and 1. Let's do it. Good. Nice big steps. Up tall at the top. Remember, lift the chest, pull the spine nice and long. We are not arching. We are lengthening the spine. Neck is neutral, so we're not looking down, not looking up. We're not focusing just on one spot. It moves with us. Woo. Keep it up. You got it. Hold on. Come on, Brianna. I'm nice and upright. Good. Sometimes I find it's hardest in the back reverse lunge. Keep that upright position, but let's focus on it. You know how to move. 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Boom. All right, we're on the floor. Time for our donkey kicks. Cool. You ready? We'll start in 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's put one leg up in the air. Bent knee at a right angle. Pushing the heel to the sky. Feeling it through the glute. Woo. We switch. In about 10 seconds, move with control. So not little pulses, up, pause, down, up, pause, down. Good. Twist those hips back to face the floor and switch sides. Press. Good. Again, bringing some awareness to our posture. So brace the core. We've still got our tail tucked between our legs. We are rotating our hips so that they face the floor. Belly button points directly down. 3, 2, 1, rest. Okay, we're into our oblique crunches next. Remember, shoulders back, bending only through the spine. 3, 2, 1. Bending sideways, pulling it back up. I certainly feel a stretch. Hold on, I'm doing this wrong. I certainly feel a stretch through here. There it is. Really want to make sure we move in the right way. So lengthen, bend through the spine, keep the shoulder back. We've got 5 more seconds on this side, then we'll switch. Here we go, let's switch it over. Good. Slowly, slowly, good. Slow, and then snap it back up. Back to standing, don't let the hips move at all. Hips are staying in one place. Upper body is arching over. We've got 5 seconds left. Woo, she's sweating. 3, 2, 1, rest. Come down on the floor. We've got our last round of frog thrusters. I want mine to be harder, so I'm putting both weights up on my hips. We start in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Good. Heels as close to your hips as they go. Big squeeze of the glutes. Hips as high to the sky as they can be. Woo. Good. Core is on. Lower back is not supposed to be taking the brunt of this. Good. Keep it up. If you feel your feet sliding away, bring them back closer. Oh, so uncomfortable. Here we go. Keep moving. Big squeeze at the top. See if you can take a pause there. Good. Again, if you're not sure you're feeling the glutes, put one hand on there. Feel the work happening. 2, 1, and rest. Good job. Woohoo! All right. And that's our strength component complete. Woo! I'm really feeling my quads today. Are you? I hope you're enjoying yourself. So we're about to move into conditioning. I just need to wipe my face and grab some water. I suggest you do the same. This is quite a sweaty endeavor today. We're bringing it. Woo! The sky blue, the sun's out. We're ready. We're loving it. So that's enough of that. How are we going for time? Plenty left. Okay, today for our conditioning, we are going to follow a bit of a pyramid scheme. We're going to start with 6 reps of everything, then we'll do 9, 12, and 15. Then we're going to come back down the pyramid. So 12, 9, 6. So it gets harder, but then it gets easier. So, you know, could be worse. We are going to be sticking with total numbers for this. So let's see what we can do. Actually, are we? We'll see how long it takes. Okay, we're going to start off with skaters. We are going to do totals for these. So 6 to begin with means 1, 2, 3, etc. So I want you to take really nice long strides, aiming for at least 1 meter or 3 feet for those of you who don't like metric. Nice long strides. We want to feel stable when we get down low here. Knee wax, hip wax. Then we are moving on to snatches. Again, this is going to be total. So I want you to alternate which hand you use. You're going to touch the weight to the floor. You can go sideways. I want you to see the mechanics of this. So for this movement, my hips are pushed back. My knees are still pretty much over my feet, not forward like a squat. And from here, I'm going to pull my weight up through the center of my body, lifting my elbow, finishing with the weight directly above my head. Let's see this way. So pulling through the center, up just past my face, just miss hitting myself in the chest, finishing with my hand above my head, and back down. Really regretting getting heavy weights right now. Then we are going to move on to squat to crunch. So for this movement, hold on, is that what I programmed? Let's double check that's what I put you all through. Woo. Yeah, squat to crunch. So again, we're going for total. So we are going to squat down, and then we are going to drive our knee to the opposite side, trying to hit ourselves in the elbow. Squat, core, squat, core, and then we are finishing off with side plank taps. This is the one that's going to get us for time if we don't have quick transitions. So I want you to come into a side plank. Your elbow is going to go under your shoulder. Sorry, elbow under your shoulder. We come up to the side, and from here, we are dipping our hips down 6 times, like so. So trying to keep our body in a nice straight plank position. If you find being up on your feet tough or a little impossible today, maybe just a little bit too much of a rush, you're instead going to do this from your hips. So think about pushing your hips forward when you go through this motion, up and down. You're going to do 6 on each side. So these are meant to be quick. Take your time. So when you're switching sides, the easiest way to keep that quick transition is simply to roll over and move through. But focus on elbow, under, shoulder, fun times galore. So 6, then 9, then 12, then 15. Everything is going for a total number, not per side, except for the side planks. So let's get this party started. Here it is. I'm going to put my timer on just so we can see how we're going. You let me know when you're done and I'll shout out the time. Here we go. Stopwatch starts in 5, 4, 3. Start with skaters. Hold on, wait, something has happened. There she is. She's back. Awesome. Thanks, Sarah. Glad you're back. We're gonna get started here in 10 seconds. Here we go. We are starting off with 6 skaters in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. No wait. So 6 total. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're into snatches. So pulling it up, switching hands. 2, 3. Good. I'm gonna try and be gentle as I switch. Once you've done 6 snatches, it's 6 squat to crunch. So, squat, boom, squat, boom, 3, 4, 5, 6. The last movement is those side plank taps. So, tapping the hips down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Switching sides, back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, then we're back to the top. Now it's 9. 9 skaters total. Let's go. 2, 3, big strides. If you're not jumping, it's Cossacks. Now we're into our snatches. Let's go. 2, 3, 4, 8 and 9. Good. Then squat to crunch. I know it's a big leg day, big core day today, but hey, you can do it. 7, 8, and 9. Good. Keep rolling through. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Good. Switching over. 5, 6. Woo. You got it. And it's back to the tub. We just keep working like that. We're at 2 minutes, 21 seconds right now. Keep it up. Once you've done 9, it's 12. Good. Into the snatches. Nine, 10, 11, and 12. From snatches, squat to crunch. Good. Big drive with that knee. Opposite sides. Good. If you're finding these side clean taps a little hard, Russian twist instead. We got this. Body in a nice straight line. Let's do it. It's hard. 8, 9, 10, 11. Woo. Good. Switching it over, you can do it. Woo. Bring my elbow back under my shoulder. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, coming to the top of that pyramid. We're at our 15 now. 4 minutes and 15 seconds have elapsed. Let's keep it going. 13, 14, 15. Woo! Now we're in our snatches. Who's got it? Who's with me? Keep it up. 1. Pull it through the center line of your body. Just miss your chest. Keep it close to you. What's happening? Good. As soon as you finish snatches, squat to crunch. Good. Big bend in the knees, ankles and hips. All right, keep it up. Nothing to it but to do it. Let's keep it moving. 2, 3. Really squeezing through that bottom glute and obliques. Woo. Keep it up. This is the hardest round. You can do it. 3, 4, 5. Good. Keep it up. Come on, let's move. 1. Woohoo! Once you finish the 15, go downhill from here. Just gonna keep getting easier. Side on the side. Good. Once we finish our skaters, it's snatches. Does it not feel easier already? Good job. This really cooked me. I'm finally stopped today. Hope you're having a fun time there. Straight back into the next round as soon as you finish each time. How are we going for time? We're currently at 8 minutes and 15 seconds. Keep it up. Woo. Good. Keep moving. 1, 2. This is feeling like a relief after the 15 round. Good, keep it up. Then we're into our 6. We're at 9 minutes and 16 seconds. Keep going. Let's see if we can get in under 10. Race it to the end, you got it. 1, 2, 3. 9:40. 1, 2, 3. 9:50. 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6. Awesome, we're at 10 minutes, 7 seconds. Keep rolling through. You're doing it, you're doing it. Here we go. We're rolling, keep it up. Woo.
Thank you.
Nice one. Thank you, Katie. Open wide. Woo-hoo. That was a sweaty moment. I'm glistening. Hi. All right. Keep it rolling. We're at 10:36. Oh, I'm looking forward to a lie down after this. I bet you are too. Keep that up. Yeah, there she is. Awesome. You killed that. Well done. Have a great day. Thanks for joining me. And for everybody at home, we're coming up on the 11-minute mark here. You got this. Don't stop till it's done. Nice and quick. You killed this today. Proud of you. Have a good one. I'm gonna go lie down.